All right, thank you for joining me in yet another exercise wherein I will be reading a paragraph to you. Embedded within it are the potential for errors related to grammar, punctuation, syntax, and so forth. Please keep that in mind. Afterwards, I'm going to go ahead and step out of frame, such as I'm doing now, and ask that you pause the video to make corrections on your own. Once you feel like you've exhausted all of the corrections that are available, please resume so that you and I can correct together and practice some of the skills that I'm hoping that you've learned so far. Ideally, you will find this video helpful. If that's the case, please give it a like and subscribe should you want to continue to practice with me. For now, we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so starting with our title, let's hope you can see that. Yes, you can. Student elections. Vinny and Eddie were in the same 7th grade class. They had been best friends in 2nd grade, and they agreed on nearly everything until that one day in November. Walking down the hall, a strange thing caught their attention. Some kids were vandalizing the paintings in the art display case. One of those kids, Jason Walker, had been in Eddie's class last year. Jason noticed that Eddie recognized him, and he stared aggressively at Eddie. As they continued down the hall, Vinny whispered, "Come on, Eddie, let's report those guys to the principal." Alrighty, so go ahead and pause here. Please make those corrections and hit play when you want to or when you're ready to correct with me. All right, so well, I'm moving and shaking, so you've hit play. Let's go ahead and get started. So Vinny and Eddie were in the same 7th grade here. I like to hyphenate these words to showcase their strong relationship, so I'm going to go ahead and add that. It's not necessary, however, I think it's suggestive when included of someone who is more adept at using English, especially in the written form, so it's good to include. So, of course, when used appropriately. So Vinny and Eddie were in the same 7th grade class. They had been best friends, which is misspelled, I'm hoping you caught that. That I should be before the E. Friends since, it should be 2nd grade, well, you could say, I was gonna say the 2nd grade, but I think we're fine. Since 2nd grade, and they agreed on nearly everything until that one day in November. And remember, November is the name of a month, making it a proper noun, meaning it should be capitalized. We're gonna go ahead and do that now. Walking down the hall, a strange thing caught their attention, which is fine the way it's written. But to clarify, I could say, let's see, they saw a strange thing. They saw, no, you know what? You could do that one, but honestly, I'm not quite sure why I thought that would be fitting. I think this is fine the way it is. Just disregard that. Excuse that. A strange thing caught their attention. Some kids were vandalizing the paintings in the art display case. One of those kids, Jason Walker, and so now here's where we want to splice in Jason Walker. So we're going to treat this as a positive. So where am I? One of those kids, and so we're referring as a unit, this is a noun, we're going to go ahead and refer to that noun, more specifically using the apostrophe as Jason Walker, had been in Eddie's, and we don't have a plurality of Eddie's, we have a singular possessive, but I need to use the apostrophe S to do that, Eddie's class last year. Jason noticed that Eddie recognized him, and he stared aggressively at Eddie, so he's staring at him very angrily, or at least intimidatingly. As they continued down the hall, Vinny whispered, and so contextually I know that what's to follow are the things that he's saying, dialogue. So I've got to use quotations to capture that. Come on, Eddie. Let's report, let's, apostrophe S, let us, report those guys to the principal. And this is a different kind of principal. It's like your beliefs, so we're going to change it to A-L, not L-E. And that should be, I'm hoping, whispered, I forgot to include a comma. Come on, Eddie, let's report those guys to the principal. And I believe we are good here. If, of course, you found something different or if you want to include a different correction, let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I hope to work with you in a future video. All right, thank you.